I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes. I don't mind climbing 8 more floors, 'cause these stairs are all heading to you. I don't wait for tomorrow's sunshine when I feel it today. But when it's cold in the dead of winter, remember that snow melts away. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance for the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. We don't need plans or a fancy agenda. Well, let's just see where it goes. We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt on our clothes. Hey, my friend, we'll never say
Hey, everybody, come on into the Cajun cooking experience. Man, we're glad to have y'all tonight. And look, y'all not going to be with me by myself tonight. I've got Tina Walsh with me. Tina is the owner of Travel and Taste. And she's here writing about everything we have to do, all the great stuff in the river parishes. And of course, she's not going to leave the Spud Man out. So Tina, tell them a little bit about what you do.
So I'm a food and travel blogger. I have a blog called mytravelingtaste.com at mytravelingtaste.com, and I also do freelance writing. So I write for some magazines and some other websites as well.
Cool. So you get to travel a lot.
I do get to travel a lot.
My idol. Hello, Lucy. What's happening? So Tina's gonna come over here and cook a potato stew. So when I have somebody with me, I like to do it 2 different ways. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do stewing. She's gonna make our common potato stew that we always make. And potato stew is a common food on the river road if you lived in the river parishes. And Lucy said hi, Tina.
Hi, Lucy.
So if you grew up on the river in St. Charles Parish, St. James Parish, St. John Parish, Ascension Parish, I promise you ate potato stew with shrimp. And the odds are it was with river shrimp. We say, Glenn, we're doing potato stew tonight. And I was picking up some celery before I went on, and it's caught right here. What's happening, Tim? Oh, I ain't put no damn weenies in my potato stew. All right, let me kick this up. All right, so we're going to get ready to get fired up. Tina, you're going to start with the roux over here, but we're going to let you get a little bit hotter while I'm going to start cooking down these onions.
All right.
All right, let's see if it's hot enough. All right, let's go.
All right.
So you're going to keep it rolling. Let me just lower it a little bit, Tina.
You got it?
Okay.
We're good.
Just keep it moving around. So this is our regular way to make it, that we would make a potato stew, making our roux. But this way I'm doing right here, this would have been done by everybody else but us down in South Louisiana. This is kind of like the French way of doing it. The roux, then you get the German sausage, and the river way of just, you had all these kids you had to feed, so you made this roux to spread this stuff out. You had to feed these 20 kids because we were a very Catholic family. Chad, my father-in-law, introduced me to potato stew. I thought he was crazy. Man, look, Chad, he ain't crazy. This is the real deal.
There's my friend Katie from St. Louis. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Katie. Good to have you. Oh, Bobby, what's happening, man? What'd you say, Shirley? All right, one of my favorite too, brother. All right. So how we coming along there, team?
Good.
So when you cook a roux, you usually go with a measurement?
I do.
I'm gonna show you how not to get a measurement.
Okay. I do a cup of flour, a cup of oil. That's usually what I do.
So it's either a cup of flour, a cup of oil, a cup of oil, and a cup and a half of flour, depending on how thick you want it.
Oh, good to know.
And you just keep on stirring it around. Those clumps will take care of themselves.
Okay.
So keep that going. We don't need a big roux to make this. Darren, what's happening, my brother? So remember, we got potato stew and we got stewing of potatoes. Two different things. I've been wanting to try this, so I'm kind of fired up about trying the other way over here. And this, if you go look in old newspapers, this was very common. Okay, just keep on rolling, team.
All right.
Okay,
Not even the color of caramel yet. It's got a ways to go.
But we're not gonna go real dark on the potato stew.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I don't like to make a real dark roux with it. And y'all can see I changed my setup. I'm trying something new, and I'm kind of liking it. All right. Hey, Sharon, many memories of potato stew in St. Rose. Oh, hell yeah. Daddy had them potatoes out the garden. Okay, now, Tina, just pull that roux back. Just pull back.
Pull
like,
back.
No.
Like that.
You see when I stop. You see how it's slowly coming together? You're thick enough.
Okay.
That's how I tell my thickness without a recipe.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
just keep it on rolling.
That is a great tip.
Yep. Kathleen, let's say, hey, we don't have this lovely food in St. Louis. I wish it was there to say.
There's my daughter right there. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Karen. That's my mama. Well, in St. Louis, you can actually do this. This is an easy dish. You can make this with potatoes and some sausage, potatoes and shrimp, potatoes and chicken, make it whatever you want. This is a competition. Who will have the best potato dish? Tina Spuddy is very, Tina. Lucy's like, I'm very competitive. Some people know me well. Embarrassing man as well. All right. Now, y'all know I got to give that pot a little loving. All right, team. So we're going to be pretty much darking up with the roux. Yep. Let's go ahead and put both of those onions in.
Both the onions?
Yep. So you see we're not going real dark with the roux?
Yep.
And we're just going to start cooking that down.
Okay.
Now, one thing about it, we have to cook these onions down because you want those onions, you want to get the sugars out those onions. You have to let them caramelize in there. But, if you don't let it cook, you leave all that flavor in those onions. So whenever you make a roux, make sure to cook the onions down a little bit before you bring in your water. What different types of potato stew do you do? I've only had done crawfish and shrimp. So Glenn, tonight we're going to do shrimp and potatoes, andouille and sausage. But really, let me tell you what potato stews do. Besides the potatoes, what this was about, survival. This was about, okay, we don't have a lot. This was made by some poor people. So we don't have a lot. So whatever we have, we're going to use those potatoes and that roux to stretch this out. Sometimes they make it with just potatoes. But you can make this with anything you want. You can make it with just sausage, make it with just potatoes. Okay, now we got this going a little bit. I'm going to bring this in and just keep working it.
All right.
There you go, but we're getting all smoked up in here now. What do you say, Jill? We got this potato stew started. Now, watch this. Let me show you something fancy I did, man. We can see inside both of those pots at one time. I think, I did my homework today. So now we can see, you can see the darkness of her color because she's got this nice color roux over here, okay? So, and then me, I'm working to build my color with these onions. And then if I wanted to go down into Tina's pot, I could. And that's what hers looks like. I ain't got all fancy over here, y'all. How's it going over there, Tina? Are you going to share the recipe also? Chef of the bomb. Go ahead, Kathleen. I find you made her happy. I can share the recipe. That's not a problem. All right. Oh, yeah, this is looking good.
All right.
This is looking real good. Let me get you a little bit of water in there.
All right, right there by that where it's sticking in there. All
Bring
right.
that up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a little bit of potatoes in here just to cook down. and I call that my sacrifice potatoes. Well, I want them to break up in there so the starches are let loose. And if they break up, get soft, and just spread out, they will help thicken our gravy.
All right.
Oh yeah, Bob, I'm a real potato head now, brother. You got it. Ricky, potato stew sticks to the ribs. Hell yeah, man. This is one of our go-to dishes in the river parishes. Ricky, it's all called poor man's stew. Now, that was your mulligan stew, Chet, and you doing right. That was the poor man's stew. A version of the poor man's stew was your mulligan stew, was this potato stew. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But definitely, these people that had nothing, especially the ones that came from Ireland, this was survival. This wasn't poor man's stew. This was survival stew. And I'm going to give you a little bit shrimp in there, team.
All right. I've got more over here.
Oh, yeah, you got plenty. What we're doing is, so I like to add this in to let it cook in. I call it my sacrifice. So I'll hope it breaks apart in there. Just spread out some good flavor. Hey, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Barry, love me some potato stew. All right, give that thing some loving. So potatoes have been around here for a long, long time. Potatoes originated around South and North America, more in South America. The Inca tribe in Peru actually was growing potatoes in 3000 BC. So they found evidence of this. So that's going back a few years. But in the 1500s, when the Spanish conquered Peru, they started bringing the potatoes back to Europe. This is how they got to places like Ireland. And so Walter Raleigh supposedly planted 40,000 acres of potatoes in his time. So we're talking about potatoes really catching on. And the reason why they were so popular in Europe is because you always had economic turmoil. That economic turmoil led to mass poverty. And sometimes you just have a hanging pot with a few ingredients. And this is your hanging pot, your hobo stew, the poor man's stew. Just like we were talking about, Chet. That poor man's stew, that hobo stew, started way back. Hanging pot and some ingredients, put some potatoes in it, and you had a meal. And that way families could survive. This is how far this goes back. Oh, my watch is talking to me. I also add potatoes in the beginning to soften and incorporate and mix with the stew. Absolutely, Glenn. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're looking good down here.
All right.
Now, you have some andouille and sausage, Tina?
Yes.
Over there? You want to bring those in right now.
Okay, so this one.
Yeah, that's the homemade sausage. So, Tina, all the sausage and andouille that you put in here is made right here.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's all from the table. This is all stuff that's made so that we have no preservatives in it. I only put what I have to put because of the Board of Health to be vacuum packed. But the only thing we season with, salt and pepper. That's it. We make this thing clean. Everything you notice, fresh, from the table. We're not cooking. I'm getting the world away from all that crap that's out there. Kathleen, let's see. Awesome history lesson. Wait, hold on, Kathleen. You ain't seen nothing yet. I had a lady that came to one of my shows, and she was actually from Ireland. And her family came over from Ireland. And she told me, she said, this potato famine that happened was real. This was about survival. And they lost half of their population. So Ireland had 8 million people when the potato famine hit in the 1840s. They lost 4 million people. Either people immigrated somewhere else or they died. Over 1 million people died from the potato famine. And that was from just planting potatoes in the same ground over and over and over. There was a blight that hit it, and that was it. It was done. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell him, Darren. That's the best. Darren's one of my good customers that comes over here and buys the sausage. And I'm going to tell you, once if you ever taste it, it tastes totally different than what's on the market. Because in the market, Tina, when you go buy sausage, they're adding a lot of stuff to work with your brain so that you can kind of get addicted to that sausage or all the foods. So and look, people want to blame the food companies for doing it. I don't. Just like they're in business to make money. You have to buy it for them to be successful.
There's nothing like homemade.
Nothing like homemade. And then you control it. This is why I like to teach people how to cook their own stuff, cook from farm to table, so that, and you can be creative, okay? Ever add egg halves in your stew? I do occasionally. So any stew, that's a good question, Glenn. Any stew can have egg in it. That is not, and look, eggs do well in the stew. I like eggs in the stew. Now I'm going to bring in my sausage, and my sausage, do it. Because I want to start cooking these things in here. So potatoes have a bad rap. When we're talking about people, potatoes were survival food. In World War II, all the wars, World War I, soldiers ate potatoes for energy, for nutrition. Potatoes only have about 77 calories on the average. But look, 18 carbs. Everybody goes, oh no, it's high in carbs. Carbs are energy. It's a good carb. It comes from the earth. You have 2 grams of protein, a 0.1 gram of fat. You don't have a lot of fat in potatoes. Great source of protein, great source of vitamins C and B6. Then you have potassium, which helps bring your blood pressure down, and then magnesium, folate, and iron. All these things you hear about you need. Potato has it all. Potato's not the problem. It's all what we put on that potato that's the problem. And we know we like that loaded potato. Oh, Mark had some fish coubillon. Don't know how to spell it, but it tastes wonderful. Love your show, Spuddy. Thank you, brother. And that food, I call it fish coubillon. All right, you see, it's taking me time to get mine so I can get me some color in here. I'm just gonna start laying flavors down. Tina, you're looking good over there.
All right.
All right. But the rest of the potatoes are cooking there.
You can smell the andouille.
Oh, they smell like smoke, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it smells wonderful.
Talking about the andouille, guys, not me. All right. So, thinking that stewing probably became, the stewing like I'm doing here, probably became popular as soon as fire was invented. So as soon as they invented fire and they was able to cook in something like a turtle shell, the paunch of an animal, then they actually started cooking. And as you started creating pottery, that got easier ways to cook. They think the potato stew originated in Ireland. I'm thinking, yep, they're known for the potato stew. They're known for the potatoes because it was survival food out there. But I'm thinking potato stew was around before Ireland, but they get the credit for it. Kathleen, potatoes are inexpensive and so versatile and full of nutrients. That's another thing. Thank you. Very inexpensive. That's exactly right. All right, Ike. Thank you, brother. Melissa, you ain't never late, babe. I told you that. Look, when that cools off, you better eat that.
Oh,
I
all
clean
right.
the table just for that.
Oh, I'll definitely eat it.
So, all right. Now, let's take a peek in the pot. So, okay, Tina, look, she's ahead of me now. She's got this nice stew going over here. I'm still working on my gravy. See, my gravy is starting to turn brown. So I'm still working on this. I want to keep layering these flavors in here until I get a nice brown gravy in here. So mine will be a little lighter than hers. Or be richer because of the roux, because you have that nutty flavor of the roux. Mine will just be cleaner. So this is what you would do. People say, oh man, I don't want to cook, just 2 of us. This is how you cook with just 2 of us. This is how you cook for a crew. All right. Is that red or white potatoes? So I had to get the white because that's all the store had. And but I normally use red. But one thing about potato stew, use what you have. How is it, Tina?
That andouille is so delicious.
Bishop Bernard, what's happening, my brother? Oh, yeah, man. I'm starting to get a little color in here now. This is starting to come around. And, Tina, you have a couple potatoes right there?
Yes.
That it? Okay. I'm going to use your potatoes and bring them in. Now, I'm going to start cooking these potatoes down in my pot. Now that I'm starting to get a little color. Lucian, what's up, my brother? Y'all love watching y'all from Ascension. Stewing, fricassee on the same. So cooking a stew, yes, it would be the same, but there's some twerks that is a little different, and we will cook a fricassee one night. we'll have one. Because it's got a little bit difference in it, but not a whole lot. Fricassee. But one of the things I remember Mr. Charlie Gradwell told me this, his mama was scraping apple in the fricassee at the end of and it made a difference. I scraped the apple, and that sweetness of the apples did make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, now you're starting to get a little ball. You can throw in your celery in now.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and put those mushrooms and garlic in.
Okay.
So we're starting to build hers. Now it's a matter of all her stuff just cooking in there now. And you better give me another one of those waters, Steven. And of course, I got my stock tonight, which I made from...
Garlic.
Yep, go ahead and throw the garlic in. So my stock is all my cutoffs, my ends from all my seasonings I made. I throw my bay leaf in there so I don't have to pick it out in the stew after I'm finished. I just got turned on to that. I like doing that. And then some chicken parts. And then, of course, and then I had some stock left over from last week, that seafood stock I had. I mixed it in so that, because we can have a little seafood in here. So I've got a little seafood stock in here too. Don't ever throw stock away, man. Use it. And make your own. It's so easy. All right, let's take a peek in those pots. I think we're going to take a peek in the pots. All right. And Tina, you looking good over here. They got nice color in her stew. Then what you going to do? She's just going to let it keep cooking. Remember, you have to boil this roux for 15 minutes at least to get the starches and the enzymes out that flour so it can break out. And if you don't do that, it's going to taste like you have sand in your stew. So you definitely want to let that boil. I'm going to bring my seasoning in. Come on. Oh, well, that stuff flying out here.
It's all starting to boil.
Pick it up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to put some fire to it.
All right.
It's going to come back to boil. We definitely want it to boil a little while.
Okay.
And while it's boiling, especially now that everything's new, keep stirring it. That flour is still kind of gritty. It'll start sticking to the bottom of that pot. You definitely want to keep it moving.
Okay.
Hey, Melissa, how you doing, baby? So potatoes were introduced in the United States throughout the 1600s. They didn't catch on real good. They were hit and miss. People didn't really catch on to them. It wasn't until around 1719 people really started growing these potatoes. And I'm thinking that 1719, this is the time when Germans started coming, not to this area, but different parts of the Orleans territory. They were already in around the Biloxi, Mobile area, that part of the Orleans territory. They almost left because life was too hard. And they wound up with land grants coming into St. Charles Parish first, then river parishes on the German coast. I'm thinking when our German ancestors came here, they bought some of those potato seeds or those seed potatoes here or got some out here from here, and they grew potatoes. Because number one, they had big families. Number two, they were survival. They had to clear the land, make roads, build levees, build a house. They had to do all this stuff. And to do all that, you needed energy. Potatoes would have been one of their go-to foods. And that would have been one of the foods that their go-to foods were in Europe. And because of the harsh winters they had, grain crop was basically hit and miss. You could get a wipeout on the grain crop. You can get a disease that killed it all. You know, you get a bad drought. It was so sensitive up there. So those potatoes were very important to European nations. All right, European countries. Okay, I'm gonna lower you down a little bit, Tina.
All right, we're boiling here.
Now we're boiling. You can throw your bell peppers in now.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to we're gonna go down in the pot. Come on down. And you're starting to see a little gravy in mine, you see? You can see all around the edges. I'm starting to get a little brown gravy in here. This is where my flavor is gonna come in. So if you're gonna not make a roux, you have to be sure you take your time in building this thing. Because if you don't, you're gonna get a bland flavor here. They say, Mama Rose, let's see, your knowledge of history of the potato is so impressive. Thank you, Kathleen. Believe me, in school, in high school, if I'd have loved research this much, I could have been like a scholar. I hated research, and now I can't get enough of it. Okay. And you see, I keep on bringing this little loving in here. This is helping. Every time this pot sticks to the bottom, okay, it's leaving it what we call a little grimy. I'm picking that up every time I bring a little water, and that's all flavor going into here. Did you tell a story about the missionaries, Indians, and potatoes? Okay, Melissa, I don't know that one. But you're going to have to tell me that one so I can know it next time. Thank you, Chad. But I do have a story coming up about potatoes that's going to be a good one. But in 1850s, the Farmer's Manual, which was the Farmer's Almanac now, recommended that potatoes be grown near the hog pen as a convenient way to feed the hogs. And that was the recommendation in there. And there were a lot of myths about potatoes. If a woman was expecting a baby, she should not eat potatoes because the baby will be born with a big head. I always love that one. Now you gotta remember, we all had these myths in our time. We always had different things like don't eat a banana before you go to bed, or don't eat it, because you're gonna smother and all that. Well, everybody had the same thing throughout history. You're doing one stew without a roux. That's right, Glenn. We're doing this one without a roux. This is stewing. Over here, we're making a stew. Research is great. Your practical experience of cooking is better. You got that right. I love it. So if you put a potato in your pocket, it'll cure rheumatism and eczema. That was another one of those wives' tales, like they used to say. And look, I can believe, think about the traiteurs that we had out here that probably did some of this stuff because these were old tales that they would actually use. My potatoes are starting to get soft down here, which is what I want. All right, Dean, you're looking good over here.
All right.
And as you get thick, we'll just add a little bit of stock. So if we're not making a big potato stew, but we're making but both of these be about the same size. Yours will just be a different flavor.
Okay.
Now, another myth is, hey, Kathy, if you have a wart, and I think I remember actually trying this, and or somebody told me about this. You rub the wart with a potato, then you go bury it. As the potato rots, the wart disappears. Let's see, Melissa. The missionaries tried to convert the native Indians, so they said if they converted to their religion, the potatoes would grow, but they only gave them potatoes with eyes because they would sprout. I never heard that before.
I hadn't heard that either.
But I like it. Of course, the potato is known as the apple of the earth. So this potato stew is the stew of the apple of the earth, or in French, I'm going to try to say this, c'est de pomme de terre. I don't talk French, but I can fake it pretty damn good. Melissa used to work in the library. She's an information specialist. She used to run the library.
Ah.
Okay. Now I'm really starting to get a gravy in this pot. So my gravy is going to be just as brown as hers when I finish. Just a different method of cooking. That's what I want people to realize. Some people can't have a roux anymore. They may have indigestion problems. They may have gastro problems. Or maybe the doctor had cardio issues. The doctor said, cut back on your roux. This is another way of doing it. That's going to give you some good flavor. Elizabeth, hi, y'all. Kansas City checking in. I am definitely going to try these recipes. I love checking in. Always educational and entertaining. Thank you, Elizabeth. You know I appreciate y'all, man. Always. So now, let's see. Oh, yeah, keep on rolling. So now I got a potato joke for y'all. I told you I'm working on that smell-o-vision. I'm changing everything else. So they had an old man. And he lived alone in South Omaha. And his only son was in prison, in Long Cash prison. This came out of a newspaper. And he didn't have anyone to dig his garden, for, so he could plant his potatoes. So he wrote his son and said, man, I don't know what to do. You in jail, I have no one to dig the potatoes. He wrote back, man, for heaven's sakes, don't dig the garden. That's why I buried all the guns. 3 o'clock the next morning, a dozen British soldiers went out there and dug up the whole field. Didn't find any guns. Man, the old man's confused now. He runs back to the son. Man, what should I do now? They dug up all my garden. He said, plant the potatoes. That came out one of the old newspapers. Oh, yeah.
It looks good. It smells even better.
We got some smells going on in here. Now let's take a look in that pot. You're going to see mine really starting to change. See the gravy is starting to build down here? You see that brown gravy? You see I'm almost the color you are now.
You are.
And this is just from that stewing process. And if you read back in old newspapers, this is what you're going to find, okay? Now, there was a place. It's in the river parishes. And today we call it the Bonnet-Carré Spillway, but the town was actually called Bonnet-Carré. And in 1912, Bonnet-Carré had a newspaper. And then, of course, later on, Bonnet-Carré, they called the Bonnet-Carré crevasse, where the actual levee broke and flooded a lot of people out. They wound up putting man-made place where they can create their own crevasse. Roland, we're cooking a potato stew today, brother. 2 ways potato stew. Stewing and stew. But in that newspaper, potatoes, like pork chops or pieces of tenderloin, you season the gravy with salt, pepper, and parsley, but you add cream, like a heavy whip in there. So you put the cream, it was a cream-based potato stew. I can see that coming. That's more like a soup, but they called it a potato stew in the newspaper article. Oh man, I got a lot of stew building up in this pot. See the gravy now? We're matching colors now.
Yeah.
Without a roux. So this one, they're gonna have 2 different flavors. This one's gonna have a flavor. It's gonna be just a lot different. This is gonna have your regular stew flavor with your roux. It's gonna have that nutty flavor that we're used to in South Louisiana. Perfect background music tonight would be La Passe La Patate. Translation on hold on to a bit of potato. My mom used to sing it in Cajun. In Cajun French to my son when he was a baby. Oh, I remember people singing that. Oh man, both of these are just looking great. Now, it just depends. Do you want the healthy version or you want the traditional version? Both of them work. Both of them are good. All right, now I'm gonna start bringing a little seasoning in here. So I'm gonna give a little salt in this one. You see me not putting a lot. Now here we're gonna put a little cayenne in there. We're not gonna bring a lot in. We're gonna build these flavors a little bit at a time. And of course, I'll give it a little black pepper. All right. We're just gonna keep that stewing. Yeah. The lullaby. Okay, there it is. Stewing stew. And then something I found out there, and I'm gonna bring it into the show now. If my mouse decides it's gonna work. And these are the different kind of potatoes out there. But look at this. Some are starchy, they're ideal for frying or baking. Some are waxy. ideal for let's say ideal for roasting or boiling, and then some are all-purpose, which should be your red potato that we use now, or Yukon Gold, all-purpose potato, and for pan frying, roasting, and stewing. So stewing, see, this is what we're using here. So this is your different kind of potatoes that you have out there. There's many, many different kinds. Oh, let me take this off the screen. Okay, so which part is getting dry shrimp? Elaine, grab a pack of dry shrimp. That's what we're going to do. We're going to split a pack. And you know what dry shrimp is?
I don't.
So they take a little bit of shrimp and they would actually take them and sun dry them in the old days. Put them on like sheets of tin and sun dry that shrimp.
Oh.
And then as they would dry, they would shrink. And then they would dance on them. They break the hulls off.
Uh-huh.
And once they would dance on them, they pack them in sacks. And it was very, very popular in the Chinese community.
Oh.
So that they would ship that back to China. They did that in Grand Isle. They did that also in San Francisco.
Huh.
So my potatoes are cooking real well in here, and my gravy is thickening up because of those potatoes. Oh, you're welcome, Kathleen. So, you ever tasted one?
No.
Try it. This is good to drink beer with. So some for her, some for me.
Mm.
And since I'm eating dry shrimp, hell, I might as well drink a beer too. Lindsay love that dry shrimp and that potato stew. The dry shrimp just gives it an intense flavor. That's the main thing behind it. Timon Schexnayder had a board behind the register stocked with dry shrimp. You know, Melissa, it's getting harder and harder to get them. And that's a shame. And because I remember one time I used to go to the packing house where they were actually drying them and be able to pick up my dried shrimp. I don't even know if that's there anymore. I still get them, but sometimes it takes me 4 or 5 weeks just to get them in. Then there's also a shrimp powder. They take all those husks and they pulverize them, make them into a powder, and then you use that also. So if it's harder for us to make a stock, like a seafood stock, so this is your substitute really for a seafood stock.
Oh.
So it makes a great stock. You made a roux with butter? No, Roland, actually today I use avocado oil. I could have used lard, could have used butter. That's a good question because butter does a great job. Now I'm gonna bring in my garlic. And you know I got the rainbow bell peppers. From the bitterest, the one that has the bitter taste would be the green, immature, and you go all the way around to the red, which is the sweetest one, and everything in between. So they would call this the stoplight too. But I like to bring all of them in. You don't have to do it, but I love bringing them all in just to give the different flavors, and of course, bring a little mushroom. Now let's see. We're gonna bring you in some potatoes. Let's see if we're gonna bring them all in. Go ahead and stir that around, Tina.
All right.
Oh yeah, potato stew with dry shrimp. Know it's smelling good at basket tonight. Oh hell yeah, David. See, you know it, brother. And David, I appreciate what you sent me on St. Philip Church with the tornado that hit 101 years ago. And I was thinking, one night, if you want, I can bring you in the show from home, and we can actually do a show just on that hurricane if you want. That disaster that happened last year in 1924. Anniversary's coming up. We can make a little podcast show one night and just talk about it and let people ask questions. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. And David was instrumental in getting a plaque, a marker put by the church, by the state, commemorating that event, which was, imagine 1924, and you have all this tornado hits this building, people dying. And the best part about it, I think in that story, they waked them the same night, David, because you had no embalming. They died that morning. You wake them that night in different places, and you bury them the next day, if I'm not mistaken, David. Bobby Collins had a dock with Chenier Grand Isle, okay? And I used to watch him dry shrimp daily. Our camp was down the street. I could smell the dry shrimp. Okay, thank you, David. What you prefer all for light roux up to dark roux? So I use 2 of them. My preferred oils always. Now look, if you're doing a light roux, you can use butter, or you can use, if you like, olive oil. Got to be real careful with both of them. Keep them no more than a blonde roux, and you have to be careful. Watch your heat because that oil, olive oil, burn real quick. Butter will separate if you put too much heat to it. But they make awesome roux. If I'm gonna go dark, I'm gonna use avocado oil or lard. That's all my go-to oils. I do not use seed oils. I don't like them. I've read a lot of bad about them, and I'm not here to. I mean, I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that I don't use them. Okay, we'll get that backed up all. Let the potatoes soften up. Then we're gonna bring the shrimp in.
Okay.
Then we're gonna start tasting like a potato stew. Now you know, Tina. I don't know if you realize, but you're in sugarcane country right now.
All you have to do is look outside.
Look outside, you see all that sugarcane, right? So you know, I got friends of mine that they sugarcane farmers.
Oh.
Friends across the cane across the street. Friends of mine own that behind the store. They own it. So every show, you got to give the cane farmers. Let me show you sugar a little bit loving. So you put a little sugar in the dish, and it makes the medicine go down. Do you soak the dry shrimp before putting them in the stew? You can. It's a good thing to do. A lot of times, though, what I'll do, Glenn, I'll put them in my stock. When I'm boiling my stock, I'll put them in. I didn't do it tonight because Melissa got me. But yeah, it is a good thing to do. So that way they can get real soft. Dry shrimp are tough. So you can't overcook them. And if you don't, one thing about dry shrimp, one drawback, I don't care. But people say they look like little worms. I don't care, because they give great flavor. Introduce your co-chef. Well, Melissa, this is Tina. And she writes about traveling. So if you want to know anything about traveling, seeing different things around the world, Tina's the person that you talk to. And she can help you and actually just tell you all the great places. And she's in the river parishes, promoting the river parishes to the world one day. And exactly, you're welcome. Yep. They're promoted. It's very healthy. That's all I'm gonna say. It's all a personal preference. Okay, I'm gonna bring some more potatoes in mine now. And my thickness now, actually, is my potatoes are actually my thickness. So this is what's helping me give the body to my stew. The starches in the potato. Now, the potatoes I have right here happen to be russet potatoes, happen to be the starchiest potato, which is good for this. Oh yeah, you're looking good over here.
It looks delicious.
Now you see those shallots over there on the far end? Let's bring some of those in here.
Okay, about half of
About
it?
half, yeah. A little bit more. Perfect. Yeah, on the oil, I just prefer to stay with as natural as I can. Our ancestors, look, my papa used to make hog lard sandwiches. Put hog lard on a piece of bread and eat it the night before he went to bed. He lived in 92, but it was all natural. Lard was also part of our history to preserve food. You put lard in the crocks and salted down your meat and put lard on those crocks and it would be airtight so that you had no refrigeration. Put that in a cool place and then like under the house or in a a lot of houses off the ground then and keep it cool. It would last through the winter without refrigeration. What's the most interesting place Tina has visited other than Sonny's Kitchen? All right, Tina, I'm gonna let you answer that one.
Oh, it's a toss-up between Africa. We spent 2 weeks in Africa going on safari, and Egypt, where the history is incredible and the food is so good.
Good food?
Good food in Egypt, yes. Mediterranean food is so delicious.
And Egypt's been around forever.
It has. Birthplace of civilization.
Yes, indeed. I know Egypt, Roman Empire and all. You'll hear me state, I do a lot of history from those places. Food's way back. So one thing about food, if you want to see what culture was about, I don't care when, follow the food. It'll tell you, you can follow the culture if you follow the food.
So true. So
And these
true.
people had ideas. They were so smart in growing food and changing the genetics of food so that they can make it better. And I mean, they were just awesome, the Romans and the Egyptians.
They're still out there plowing those fields with horses and
Really?
and donkeys and oxen.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, Kathleen, what's the difference between the two pots? Oh, wait, first I'm gonna go to Dave. I'll check my calendar and see what we can do in August. We can come up with an appropriate dish to complement what might have been planned for a church fair to stick with the theme. I like it, David. Let's get together on that. I like the way you're thinking. And like I said, I can bring you into the show and have you on the screen, and me and you could just have a great show. Kathleen, what's the difference between the two pots? Are they different between yours and Tina? Two different variations, both look great. Yes. So she's roux-based. We made a roux. You know, in Cajun, first you make a roux. This is roux-based. This is the way I would have grown up. And also we'd have had river shrimp in here in this potato stew, not the shrimp that we're bringing in today. Because when you lived along the river, you probably were born and raised on river shrimp. Mine was a stewing process, Kathleen, where I just keep smothering. You just keep smothering it down, stewing it, and then you add a little stock to it. You just keep adding a little stock. And what you're doing is you're building your colors, but you're layering your flavors. This is what I like about this side. If you want, this one's going to be healthier, on a healthier version. This one's going to be able to spread out and cook, to eat, to feed more people. Because you can make big roux and then spread this food out. So depends what you like. That roux gives it that nutty flavor. They're both very good. It just depends on your preference. Thank you, Kim. Okay, Tina, we want to bring your shrimp in.
All right.
And we're going to bring, let me see. I don't want to bring them all in.
Okay. I'm going to let you do it.
Okay. We're going to do this. Okay. And let's see what, because I taken some out of my pot. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
And both of these, I'm going to tell y'all right now, both of these are looking great. There's not a bad dish being cooked tonight. And this is what I like about bringing somebody on. We could do it both ways like this, and then you can see the difference. Like when I brought Kirsten on a few weeks ago, when we did the jambalaya this way, and it was just so much difference in the flavor because we did this to make that jambalaya before we put the rice. We did this right here.
Oh, wow.
And so this is what I would look like before I put my water and rice. This is how I would look. And then we bring in our rice. I'm making natural color, none of that stuff. And then go ahead and add the water. And then if I wanted to leave it like this, I can make it the stewing process. I could just serve it over rice instead of adding the rice to make the jambalaya.
Oh.
But we did both of them. We did it both ways.
And do you put tomatoes in your jambalaya or no?
That is an option. We don't because of the Cajun style. You don't put tomatoes. That's more Creole style. So Creole style is going to have the red in the jambalaya. Whereas out here, we're going to have the brown like this. And it's because of the stewing process. This is what we had to do. We either had to make a roux or we had to just keep cooking that tough meat that we had because it was just a lot of poor people and we didn't have access to the French market. People in New Orleans had access to the French market every day. We had to grow it, kill it, catch it, steal it, run over it with a car, whatever. Horse and buggy. I wish I could smell it. Gary, you wouldn't believe. Has Tina ever cooked Reverend Parrish's dishes before? Tina?
Absolutely. People request my barbecued shrimp all the time. Every Thanksgiving, my son-in-law smokes the turkey, and I always make the gumbo with that smoked turkey.
So a little hidden thing, Tina did live in St. Charles Parish for quite a few years when her husband worked at Waterford. So she's familiar with the river parishes. She's cooked some dishes, and she lived out in Destrehan. Y'all know that's where I'm from. The cooking is different. It's more, so when I was living in St. Rose, it was more Creole, Italian, and a little bit of Cajun. When I came to Vassar, it's a lot of Cajun, very little Creole, and very little Italian. So it was you flip the page.
Yep.
So yeah, for me with the foods, just different ways of cooking it.
And I put tomatoes in my barbecued shrimp too.
You do?
Yeah.
So you know, make barbecue shrimp. We used to do this over here. I would just use my imagination, and whatever I had hanging around, I'll just throw it in. Golden Italian dressing was one of the awesome things we do it in the oven.
Yeah.
Bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, little ketchup, a little golden Italian dressing. We just put everything together, season it real well, and pop it in the oven. We never messed it up. Of course, we were drinking too, so we had no idea if we messed it up or not. I can't finish those pots without parsley. Melissa. Tina is originally from St. Louis, Kim. And believe it or not, so Tina, what was your maiden name?
Monaco.
Okay, because there's a lot of German culture in St. Louis.
There is. I have Klein, Schuller, and Harper in my background too.
Okay, see? So, and I learned that over here from people that came to do my Cajun cooking experience. There you go, Melissa. And I learned that I was cooking roux peas or petit pois with the roux. I don't know if you ever had that.
I have not.
Peas with the roux, little baby green peas with the roux. And I call them peas on steroids. If you ever did that, you'll never eat peas any other way again.
All right.
And they said, oh, we do that in St. Louis. It's a German culture that did it.
Oh, my grandmother never made that.
Give me your water, Tina.
There you go.
These are some good dishes. These are some good dishes, Tina. Now the real important question. Since you lived in St. Charles, do you eat milletone?
I definitely eat mulliton. I haven't ever cooked one, but I love mulliton.
So David, I call him the milletone guru. He's the milletone whisperer.
Oh
yeah. So anything you want to know about milletone, that would be the man to call. Growing them, I mean, he's done a lot of research on it, and he's got a website. I mean, YouTube pages, videos that he does on it, and he does a good job with it. And I know people use them as a resource all the time.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm gonna bring my shrimp in now.
They are almost exactly the same color.
So let's go down. Let's bring this. Love the Monaco. Okay, hold on. Let's bring it in. Look at the color of the two pots. Okay? Not much difference in the color. Just made barbecue shrimp spaghetti. Oh, hell yeah, Kim.
Oh, yum.
You see, there's one thing about you can take all these Cajun dishes and just mix them with another culture, because Cajun cooking is very cultural. We bring so many cultures in. Right here, you have French, you have German, you have the potatoes, the Irish. So we bring in all these different cultures in. And the Germans were the sausage makers. They didn't invent sausage, but in the river parishes when they came here, they were the ones that made the sausage. And they were also the beer makers. I got a lot of German blood in me. I got a lot of every kind of blood in me.
Well, you know, Kevin and I were headed to Oktoberfest in Munich, Germany, the end of September. It'll be our first time at Oktoberfest.
My brother went a few years ago.
Did he like it?
He loved it. He even bought one of them ugly uniforms. The ugly things that they wear. Do you serve over rice? Okay, Ricky, good question. So you can serve it over rice, or you can serve it over anything you want, but I do have rice for us to eat it over tonight. I would probably eat this one over rice. This one, I like it by itself. Let's see, Spuddy. Tina's official River Parish gal in my book. The overhead camera is really looking good. Thank you, brother. Oh, Brian. What's happening, my brother? Okay. Man. So, Tina,
They're pretty
I tell you
soft.
what, you are close. So what we're gonna do with yours, we're gonna taste for seasoning, and we're gonna taste because that's what cooks do.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lower your fire.
Okay.
Let me just get this thing down.
Can I take one of these spoons right here?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, I gotta come back out the pots.
Mm. Ooh, that's good. That's really good.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's hot.
Good stuff, huh?
Uh-huh.
You need to find a recipe for Back Basher Elementary School red weenie jambalaya with white beans. They used to cook it in the 60s and 70s for sure. And Melissa, the only reason they use weenies in their jambalaya, because I know, because we grew up on it, because people didn't have money to buy anything else. And my daddy was laid off. We knew we'd get weenie jambalaya, weenie spaghetti, weenie and rice. We'd get weenie everything. Cajun girl says hello from Canada. Hey, Shelly. What type of burner you cooking on tonight? So these are just little burners. They have about 15,000 BTUs. They hook up the propane right here. It's some I bought for my Cajun cooking experience. I had never used them before. I used them for a corporate event a while back. And I just decided to change this because when I bring two people back here, this was always crowded. This is really, really working good. While we're not cooking on a 3-burner stove, just trying to change. And this, I like this better rolling because I have more space. But the 3-burner stove is over there in the corner. It ain't going nowhere, brother. Don't worry. Okay, Tina, we're going to now try the flavor of this one.
Okay.
What do you think about the seasoning on yours?
I like it. The spice is slow to come, but it's lovely.
It's good there. So what we're going to do is we're going to call yours finished.
Okay.
Oh, that French bread's coming.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I love that.
Different, but not different?
That different, but not different. But that's my favorite.
Okay.
This
And-
is really good, but that's outstanding.
And you saw just layering these flavors. Now, when the Lord is fire, Tina, you got a piece of French bread next to you.
Oh. No, I got rice. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you want to get into the rice first, though. We gotta take a dip.
Okay. I'm ready for that.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, a little toast there. Yeah. A little toast. Oh.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
so good.
Man,
That is really good.
it get better any better than this, I couldn't take it. Seasoned good.
So good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now we're gonna do the test. We're gonna test it over rice. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use Tina's over rice. And I'm gonna bring mine in without rice. But first, you got a little rice right there, Tina?
I do.
Okay, now unless you want the other one, however you want it.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
They're both delicious.
Okay. Bring your bowl a little closer. Okay. Now, and if you have enough gravy?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Now, because I like to taste it with rice for the season, because most people will eat it with rice, because we like our rice out here.
Yes.
So, and if you don't season the rice could make it bland if it's not salted. So I always like to give the test with the rice.
That is great advice.
Oh God.
It's good.
You better believe it, Mark. What you think, Tina?
This is delicious. So good.
Ooh. Yeah. Man. So now We got to try the other one now.
Oh, okay.
So you want to
Yeah,
put
just
some more rice, or you want to put it in there?
no. You
okay.
can just put it right there.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
I think the one over here actually came out darker.
It did. It is good though. Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna do like Tina. I'm gonna put it on the side right here. Never watch you do catfish coupillon. Do you also add shrimp to yours? Oh hell yeah! In fact, I'll be doing one soon. I found some catfish in my freezer. I think that's what they are anyway. Okay.
Mm.
How is it, Tina?
Good.
But y'all ain't nothing but a cheese with that bed dip. Hell yeah. Oh,
That's-
wait, it's coming, Brian. Oh, man. What's up, coach? Oh, man. Huh. That's some good stuff, huh?
This is so good. Mm-mm.
Potatoes are soft. Let me tell y'all, bringing them potatoes in early made a huge difference because those starches and all let out, and it helps thicken your gravy. That's why this one works so good, because you won't need that. Just reading old newspapers, I noticed they were using the potatoes as their thickener.
Ah.
Now, what I could have done, and I took a chance not doing it. When I smothered all my onions down, I could have thrown like a tablespoon of flour in here
Mhm.
to help thicken his gravy. But it's perfect. But because I knew the potatoes and I had the starchy potatoes, so I had a feeling, and I didn't know, I've never made it this way before. So I was winging it that not to bring in the flour. And it
Yeah.
actually worked out great.
Oh, that is fabulous.
But if you wanted to do it this way and you wanted, you could take a tablespoon, couple tablespoons of flour after you brown your onions and just cook it for about a minute, get it a little, let it stick to that pot, and then bring your stock in. That would also help thicken up your gravy and bring you that good flavor, a little bit of a roux flavor in it without making the roux. Okay? Oh, hell yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Donald, this is the live show right now, brother. Y'all. Well, I thought I had the fire off. But yeah, this is, both of these are good. I'm like, Tina, I'd rather this one because I eat more on the healthy side anyway. And one thing I always had trouble with is that the roux, when I eat roux, especially this time of night, it would sit on me when I was sleeping. And I felt like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I felt like I was smothered. So I had to back off and all that. This right here, I could eat it right now and go to bed and I never worry about it. So it does make a difference. The amount of oil you use and the amount of flour is just a lot less, okay? I probably had about maybe 3 tablespoons of oil in here, maybe 4. In here, I had a half a cup of oil with the flour, so that's your difference.
Yeah.
But a very nutritious dish, very good for you, very healthy. And remember, potatoes are not bad for you. Rice is not bad for you. Now, eating a big bowl like this, yeah, okay, you're overdoing it. Or taking a potato and loading it up, you know, the big loaded potato. All right, that's not the potato. But if you eat a potato once or twice a week, you're actually helping yourself. You're not hurting yourself. So stop letting it get a bad name. Stop letting the potatoes have a bad rap. Just enjoy your potato every now and then. And if you want to add a little butter or something to it, please butter, not margarine, or a little olive oil or something if you want it that way. Go ahead and knock your lights out. This right here, something like this over that baked potato would be awesome. Or over some French bread, you know, lay that French bread out. Or, hell, just dip your French bread. Why wait all that time?
So good.
There you go. But Tina, anything you want to add before we go off tonight?
No, I just want to thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you.
It's been amazing. I've enjoyed myself so much and learned so much.
Oh, thank you. And this is what people come here when we do the Cajun cooking experience. What you did tonight is what they do. There's no secret to it. And this is why people enjoy it, because it's not only hands-on, but you saw we kind of cut up a little bit. This is what it's about. Cooking's supposed to be fun, and they are getting amazed about layering the flavors. And they had a lady that was doing it that actually said, "Oh man, we layering flavors." That's where I get that from. one of the people that came take the class. But I've learned a lot from people that have come here, and they come here to learn. And my proudest moments when they go home and cook it, and they go ahead and post it out there. I love it.
This is amazing.
So thank you so much. Thank y'all. And thank Tina for coming down. Mark says safe travels. And she has a website. What is your website, Tina?
It's mytravelingtaste.com.
mytravelingtaste.com. Go ahead and get out there and look at it. She has some amazing stuff out there. I went to take a peek at it. And any questions, I'm sure you can reach out to her. What's the best way to reach out to you?
You can just send me a message through the website, or just send it to mytravelingtaste@gmail.com.
Okay. And that's where she'll get you around the world. Because she's been around the world. So, and wait, we were talking. I got to tell them this, though. Who did you work for before?
I worked for Avon. I worked for Avon for years.
And you traveled
all over the world.
With Avon.
With Avon.
Who would have known? And she actually had ladies in Vacherie that actually worked under her.
Yes.
And she remembers it. So she knew this area before getting here. So it's just a small world. And whoever would have thought at Avon, somebody get to travel around the world.
Yeah.
Amazing company, amazing thing.
It is.
So it's awesome. So she doesn't work there anymore, but she still likes the product. So thank y'all very much. And good night, y'all. Love y'all. And we're going to see y'all next week. I have no idea what the hell I'm cooking, but y'all know I'm going to think of something good. Love y'all and good night.
Don't get me wrong, I love my life. These concrete walls, these city lights. What I'm about to say, it won't make no sense, but I gotta get it off my chest. There's so much more